So the Minks are divided by day and night and are led by Nekomamushi and Inuarashi. They are past friends who no longer associate with each other for unknown reasons, and are divided by a 12-hour cycle between day and night. For some reason, the two groups can't fight together, and they need to fight through day and night cycles to restore stamina. But something here doesn't really seem right to me. Why are they divided and different? Why do they have to stay away from each other? They refuse to work together against Jack, which would have increased their chances of winning big time if there were two of them. Once again, Inuarashi states that this is to help them restore stamina. But I feel like there's something much bigger that's hiding. Even the Minks themselves kind of question, why don't they work together against Jack? It seems to be a good idea, but that whole restoring stamina keeps coming around as almost like an excuse to not work together. Now, I don't think that they are divided by hatred, the two groups, because they do tend to mock each other, but they still respect each other's strength quite a bit, sort of like Zoro and Sanji, how there's a rivalry. So there must be one big factor that caused this divide. If they used to be friends and worked together, what would have happened that would have divided them? I don't think the day and night cycle can really explain this, or can it? So there must be someone in the wrong here. Two sides don't just split and become spiteful towards each other just for the hell of it. Something must have went wrong on one side that led to a huge conflict. And I personally believe Nekomamushi is behind it. Nekomamushi has more of an antagonistic feel. He's pretty rude, he's overly prideful. He even stated that he would eat Raizo if he saw him, which could be a joke, but he said it in a kind of rude manner as if he actually intended to mean it. So Inuarashi is completely different. He's humble, generous, and him along with the daytime Minks have helped and respected the Straw Hats. Wanda even said to be thankful that it isn't a night cycle, implying that the night Minks are quite harsh towards their visitors. But even with all that, Nekomamushi does show sort of a soft side, and like I said before, he doesn't hate the day Minks, because they were together at one point, they were friends, the two dukes. So I was pretty stumped until the recent chapter, 811, where Wanda says to be thankful a full moon isn't out. Before she just said a moon, which kind of implied that just the night Minks in general were kind of harsh. So obviously there's more of an importance behind the full moon. So what my idea is what if the night Minks have some form of full moon form? This could be somewhat similar to werewolves and legends. But how would this work exactly? Well, when thinking about it, I think that the Minks are affected by day and night, which is why they're so strict by their schedules. Each one is boosted by the time of day that benefits them. To me, this would explain why the Electros, the power the Minks use to be able to generate electricity. I think that would be explained by the sun, because solar panels use this concept by turning solar energy into electricity, so Minks may have the ability to do the same thing, maybe with their fur. It might just be something within them, some power. And the night Minks have not yet shown Electro, so this could mean that they don't even use it, and rather they rely on the power of the moon, like Wanda kind of implied, to be able to use some kind of power of their own. When Nekomamushi came out against Jack, he claimed that when the moon was out, it's his time to shine, and that he can take control of the whole country while the day Minks slumber within their homes. So I think this is a sort of a hint towards the moon being a factor in the night Minks' strength. But he didn't use a werewolf or full moon form. So why is this? A full moon usually only comes out once every 29 to 30 days. So if the full moon itself is what's relevant, they wouldn't have used it since Jack only invaded for a week, the past week. And in the recent chapter, it was stated that there is a full moon at the time we're at, but covered by clouds. So this must mean the last full moon was a month ago, which was way before Jack came along. So this must mean that this form only happens once a month when the full moon is out. And according to Wanda, they were lucky that the full moon was covered by clouds. So to say that kind of means that there's some kind of fear there, because the day Minks are pretty strong themselves. So if the full moon gives them all this power, that must mean that there's something really dangerous behind the full moon. Now, if they truly have Weremink forms, or in Nekomamushi's case, a Werecat form, they probably go berserk. It's already been hinted that the Minks are fine with eating hairless animals like hippos, and this could actually include humans because they are hairless creatures. And Nekomamushi says that he would have eaten Kaido, not Kaido, but Raizo if he had seen him. So does this mean that a Weremink might be fine with eating humans? Dayminks probably don't eat humans because they did say that they respect and like humans, so I don't think the Dayminks have any sort of form like this. But nothing was said about the Nightminks. It was never stated that they are nice towards humans necessarily. At least not always, anyway. Now, this would actually explain the conflict between the two factions. Inuarashi may have been attacked by Nekomamushi in his Weremink form unintentionally. So it isn't so much hatred that divides them, but more so fear of the uncontrollability of the Nightmink's full moon form. Nekomamushi may be a jerk, but I don't think he's inherently evil. He's not a horrible person, but he just can't control his form, his Wereminks form if he has it, and sort of rolls along with it by saying he eats humans, and he did accept Law's crew due to Beppo being in it, because Beppo's a mink. So it does show that he has some ability towards humans, but he just might not feel like humans should be around him because he might attack them, which could be why he kind of plays this bad guy role. Now, what kind of power, aside from this crazy Weremink form, might they have? We know lunar energy affects water currents, so maybe just how Minks control and use solar electricity or solar energy to create electricity, the Nightminks may use some form of water control in their Weremink forms, only on a full moon though. This power might give them the ability to control water that gets brought onto Zou through the elephant's trunk. It'll be dangerous for Devil Fruit users, of course, because the moon controls tides and stuff, so that might give them some kind of ability to do so. It might also affect blood, since much of blood is made up of water. Controlling lunar energy could also allow the Nightminks to affect their own blood, which might make them go crazy and berserk. Affecting other people's blood could also be possible, allowing them to control people within their range. We see Nekomamushi also carrying around a fire staff. So this could hint towards fire control being used instead of water control, sort of how they use electricity, the Dayminks. This could be like fire to represent maybe more of an evil side. And fire seems a lot more practical like electricity. Controlling water does seem a bit out there, so I will admit that fire would be cooler. But these are mostly guesses, of course. I don't really know yet because there's no solid facts. But given the powers of the Dayminks, it doesn't seem too far-fetched to assume they could have some kind of lunar energy control, sort of like solar energy control. And we know there's a full moon out right now in the most recent chapter, but it's covered by clouds. So if the Straw Hats are going to see Nekomamushi, what'll happen if the clouds blow over? Hopefully we will see these terrifying forms in the next chapter. This will force the Straw Hats to leave the island, and with the help of the Dayminks, it'll create a conflict in the Zou arc, sort of like we gotta escape from here, which usually happens every arc. There's never like an arc where they go there and everything's just good and peaceful. So from there, they can hopefully meet up with Sanji and Wano, or if he is captured by some chance by Big Mom, they can go save him. Write what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later.